They're not good. I understand now why no one likes Gale. If I was PETA, I would also be a dick. Suzanne Collins, eat my ass. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you saw the title already, you know what we're doing here. We are going to be doing a reading vlog for Mockingjay. I already read the first two Hunger Games books when I was in middle school, and I watched the movies, but I never interacted with Mockingjay. I never read the book, I never watched the movies. Before I get into the rest of the books, the prequels that have since come out that I'm dying to read, I decided to go ahead and reread the entire trilogy. Before jumping into Mockingjay, I'll give you some of my thoughts and opinions that I had on Hunger Games and Catching Fire. Overall, I really enjoyed both of these books. I think they are well written. I think that the characters are great. Just generally really enjoyed my experience rereading these. Some of the things that I really liked about it is that, in general, I feel like when I read YA books, I don't get the strong emotional impact that I am supposed to get. I don't know if it's because I think that they're very predictable, or for some reason, maybe it's the writing, maybe it's the style, I don't know. Whatever it is, I never feel like I get the true emotional impact in a YA book. That is not true for this book. Even though I knew Rue died, I read it previously, I saw the movies, I was crying like a baby reading this book. Watching Katniss get taken from her family really broke my heart. There were just a lot of scenes in this book that really tugged on my heartstrings, which I was kind of surprised by, because again, I knew everything that was going to happen in this book. A little Catching Fire, I also felt quite emotional, but there were some moments that didn't hit, I think, as hard as they were supposed to, which I'll touch on in a second. So between the two books, Hunger Games, the first book, is definitely my favorite. And while I did enjoy Catching Fire, I thought it was just really slow. I really just loved the games in this book. I thought the games were so much fun and they were so interesting. And the victors, the previous victors, I love them in this book. And that's one of my gripes with it, is I really wish we had gotten more of them. I feel like our interactions with the victors was very vague. We are supposed to love Mags. When Mags dies, it is supposed to be one of the biggest heartbreaks in this book. I kind of didn't care. And yes, I knew she was going to die. But again, I knew Rue was gonna die, and that shit had me crying. It felt like she wasn't a person. She was barely there, even though Katniss had spent multiple days with her in training and knew all of these victors and knew about their connection with Haymitch, and we just didn't really see that, and that was really kind of a letdown. Not that I disliked the book, let me be clear. I did still really enjoy it. I just wish we had gotten a little bit more. The characters. My favorite characters, first of all, Finnick, Peeta, and Haymitch. Finnick is Finnick. Everyone loves Finnick. He's our handsome, sassy boy. We love him. Peeta, I feel like Peeta felt the most like a real person, like just a guy trying to survive and trying to do his best. He didn't feel like any sort of caricature. He didn't feel really out of place. He was just a guy doing his best. Haymitch, I just thought was really funny. Also in the movies, I really love Woody Harrelson's portrayal of him, and so maybe that adds into my love for Haymitch, because Haymitch is not like a great dude, but I really like him. I don't really care. When it comes to Katniss, I like Katniss more than I like most female protagonists in YA books. I feel like most female protagonists in YA books are very like, pick me, I'm not like other girls, but I don't really get that with Katniss. But one thing I will say about her character is that the other characters in the book act like she is so kind and amazing, when Katniss really isn't. Everything that she does, she kind of does for a selfish reason. Like Rue, she protects Rue and she cares about Rue because Rue reminds her of her sister. She saves Peeta because Peeta gives her a chance to live. And then in Catching Fire, I don't remember her explicitly helping anybody in those books. I don't remember her ever going out of her way or really doing anything super helpful or kind, other than with Peeta, but I feel like she really just wanted to like repay the debt, and she knew that she was going to be killed by the Capitol. That doesn't feel like true kindness or caring to me. And I'm not saying I think she's a bad person or a bad character. In fact, I think that makes her a much more interesting character because it gives her flaws and depth as like a person. It's just not my favorite portrayal of her, that in the book, other people act as if she's like so kind and great and gracious. And she's not. Haymitch is the only one that kind of treats her like she's the like kind of asshole that she is. Again, I don't dislike Katniss at all. I actually really love Katniss. But then we have Gale, Currently, no strong opinions on Gale. Gale is very much just a guy. He's just kind of there. One of the few things that I know about Mockingjay before going into it is that people hate Gale. People do not like him. And at the current time, before reading the book, I have no idea why. Because to me, he is just a guy. He is just a dude. Do I think he's like amazing? No. But I also don't think he's like bad. He's literally just a guy. So I really wish we got more of Madge. I don't know her name. Katniss's friend from District 12. Same with, I wish we got more about Peeta's family and like that relationship that was kind of built up in the first book. Overall, I just wish we had more connection with District 12 because it makes it feel like a real place. Like when I compare it to the movies where none of this exists, District 12 doesn't really feel like Katniss's real home, right? It's just a place she lives. Like Gale and Peeta are there and her family is there. But in the books, it feels a little bit more real because we see her go to the Hob quite often. We see her interact with Madge. We see her interact with the Peacekeepers and all the people of District 12. It feels much more real and solid, like a real place that she has spent her entire life. But I just wish we'd gotten a little bit more about those characters and got a little bit more of an idea of who they are as people. So before jumping into it, I want to go ahead and let you know I actually have already read Mockingjay at the time of filming this video. I just never got around to filming an intro, finished the book, and now here we are. But I did take quite a few notes and videos throughout my reading experience, so I do know what I was thinking prior to reading the book. Before reading Mockingjay, I only knew 3 things about it. I knew that people hated Gale, I knew that Peeta was endgame, and I knew that Prim died in an explosion. She was blown up. At the time, I assumed that she was blown up by the Capitol. Pretty much my only prediction going into the book was that the Capitol was going to be defeated, but I didn't know how. I assumed that Katniss was probably going to kill Snow and that she would kind of go off on her own. I didn't think that she was going to become like the new president or anything like that. I had assumed she was just kind of like going to go off into the woods. I will stop rambling. Now it is time to get into my reading vlog. First update in reading Mockingjay. I'm 34 pages in. So Peeta just did his interview with Caesar. My first thoughts of District 13. They're not good. They're giving lots of implications that they are not good, that they are also oppressors, that they might be better than the Capitol, but that doesn't make them good. And again, like I mentioned, I know that people do not like Gale, and I've been kind of waiting for that. And so far, I don't dislike him yet, right? He's still just a guy. I haven't really seen him much, but I can feel it coming. Every time he's on the screen, every time he's in the chapter, I can feel it. It's on its way. I know it's part of the plot, them like not knowing Peeta's intentions, Peeta not knowing what happened with Katniss and the District 13 of it all and all of that. Miscommunication tropes are my least favorite of like any tropes, I think. And I don't know if this really qualifies as a miscommunication trope, but I think it's close enough that I don't like it. Again, I understand it and I know why it's happening. I just don't like it, and I know that because I know that she ends up with Peeta, I think I also have a different experience of like, I know that this is a miscommunication. I know that Peeta is not a traitor and he is not a bad guy. Like if I had read the book for the first time, I probably would have disliked Peeta, but because I know he is good, it just makes me frustrated. I'm literally like 10 pages later. Katniss's prep team being locked in a cellar, half naked and chained to a wall. Excuse me? What the fuck is going on in this place? District 13 sounds like a fucking nightmare. I mean, I knew they would not be, like, great, but Jesus Christ. And I know they're like, Gale saying, like, I would blow up every body in the Capitol if I got the chance. It's like, hey man, I don't know. I don't think that every single person, every single citizen deserves to die. People who are born in the Capitol are born in the Capitol in the same way people who are born in District 12 are born in District 12. Some of them can't help it. Like, Effie. Effie wasn't a bad person, but because she was born in the Capitol, you want to blow her up and kill her? I see we have a war criminal on our hands. Okay. This is intense. This is really intense. I'll see you at the next update. Real quick goose break. Okay. I'm currently at work, so my thoughts on part 1. Gale is annoying. Everyone constantly lying to Katniss is very annoying. I'm really worried about Peeta. And I understand Katniss's anger towards Haymitch, but she's really, like, it feels kind of disproportionate to me. It feels like she's focusing on the wrong things, the wrong enemy again. I hope we get a little bit more of Finnick and Beetee in the next couple sections. I'm also hoping for an update on Johanna because I do really like her. I'm assuming that she will die by the end of the book, probably. Same with Annie. I can't figure out if Plutarch is a good guy or not. I can't figure out where he lies. Like, I know that Coin is bad, and I know that President Snow is bad, but I don't know if Plutarch is like more in the middle or if he's leaning more towards Coin or like what his situation is. I'm also hoping to see something of Senna because I know she said that he's dead, but without a body, I tend to not believe that, especially in books. Peeta's making me very sad. I don't like seeing him get injured, and I know he's saying what he has to survive, and he probably believes it. He's just hurting himself, and he's hurting Katniss. Gale is really annoying. I'm tired of him constantly lying to Katniss and choosing the leaders over her. He's giving me like zero reason to trust him at all, and I know that he's Katniss's closest friend, so she's gonna keep going back to him, but I'm really tired of it. Yeah, I'm really curious where the rest of the story is gonna go. I have no predictions. I'm assuming the Capitol will be defeated, and I'm assuming that Coin will also be defeated. Katniss will kind of branch off on her own, is what I'm guessing. I will keep reading. When I have an update, I'll return back to you. It's later in the day. Obviously, it's dark. I've read quite a bit more since I last updated, maybe about another 100 pages, maybe a little bit more than that. I just haven't had any time to update you. So what has happened since I last saw you? Peeta was rescued, and then subsequently he attacked Katniss. Finnick got married to District 13, attacked District 2, destroying the Nut, which is like the least intimidating name they could have given a structure, a mountain. What am I thinking? Situation with Peeta is very sad. It's really sad to watch, knowing that he was tortured. I'm tired. I'm honestly, at this point, I'm really tired of Katniss going back and forth between Peeta and Gale and not knowing what to do and not knowing how she's feeling. I'm just getting annoyed with it at this point. I'm over it. I'm over it now. I'm also really tired of Gale being a war criminal. I understand now why no one likes Gale. When they were talking about the plans for attacking District 2, and Gale was like, yeah, just kill every citizen. Hello? Yeah, just suffocate them. Don't let them leave. Don't give them any route for evacuation. Don't give them any warning. Just kill them all. Yeah, Gale's not great. Don't love him. Love having Johanna back, even if I've only seen her like once so far. I am getting nervous because I know that we're coming up on Prim dying, and I don't know how close to the end that actually happens, but I'm more than halfway through now. I'm sure it's coming up soon. I'll probably get there tonight or tomorrow. Mostly my main thoughts are that I'm tired of the love triangle. I'm tired of Gale in general. I'm just tired of everyone lying to Katniss and not letting her be a person. Like, everyone's treating her like a puppet. Everybody. Gale, Coin, and the game makers, and everybody that she's interacting with is just treating her like a puppet. I'm getting frustrated with that. I know Katniss would be. The only people who aren't are Prim and her mom. I will keep reading. Once again, if I have any updates, I'll let you know, but we shall see. Hi friends, I'm back. It's been a few days actually since I read The Hunger Games. I took a break for a little bit to finish up some books that I needed to get through. Wanted to pause so I could fully absorb what happens at the end of Mockingjay. I am going to sit here and I'm going to read this book until I finish it tonight. It's currently like 7 something. I have about 150 pages left. I'll finish it in the next like maybe 2 hours. I've eaten dinner. I've got some drinks. I've got an extra little snack if I need it. I am ready to sit and finish out this trilogy. I'm really nervous because I don't know what else is going to happen in this book. I don't know who's going to die. If Finnick dies, I die with him. Peeta describing how Darius and what was her name? Darius and Lavinia were tortured to death. horrific. Oh my god. Peeta has gone through so much more than anyone else in these books. Like, I know he had like a pretty okay life in District 12 compared to like other people. Like, he wasn't starving to death. He was getting beaten and he wasn't living like a good life. And then he gets sent to the games where he's neglected by his mentor and he almost dies multiple times. He loses his leg. He gets brought into a second games because of Katniss. He dies. He gets brought back to life. He just goes through so much turmoil. And then Katniss escapes or is taken. And then he is tortured. And then now Katniss is like kind of being an asshole to him. Can Peeta catch a goddamn break? If I was Peeta, I would also be a dick. Boggs got his legs blown off. What? Ah. Encounter bits of warm flesh. Ah. Huh? Why is Peeta attacking Katniss? Why is Peeta attacking Katniss? Don't trust them. Don't go back. Kill Peeta. Do what you came to do. What does Boggs know? Why did Peeta attack Katniss so suddenly and so aggressively? That was absolute mayhem. Sure. Okay. His flesh melts off his body? What is happening? What? Why is this more graphic than some horror books I've read? Naked with long reptilian tails arched back and heads that jut forward? They skitter towards us on all fours? Oh my god, this is so scary. I read this in middle school? People read this in middle school? This is so scary. No. No, 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 no. Finnick did not just die. Oh my god. Hey man. What the fuck? Finnick deserved a better death than that. That's all I gotta fucking say. Suzanne Collins, eat my ass. I need to watch this movie because I have never seen any clips of any of this. I have no idea what any of this is supposed to look like. Like, this woman who's like sitting behind the desk at this shop and she's like the most extreme example of what surgical enhancement can look like in the Capitol. And like, how have I never seen like a clip of what this person looks like or like anyone talking about her? What did those lizard people look like? Finnick was decapitated? Oh my god, I don't want to watch this movie. Oh my god. The rebels are just slaughtering the people of the Capitol? Yes. I'm about 50 pages left. I'm stressed. Finnick dying was already... That got me. I don't want to see Annie when they get back. I will say, I think Finnick's death, he didn't really get the kind of death I expected. Like, there was no fanfare about it at all. And I know that, like, in that moment, I didn't expect it. But I thought that Katniss would reflect back on it. But she didn't, like, at all. I'm hoping that we have, like, a moment later on to kind of give him that respect. The other side characters, I don't particularly care that much about at the moment. Like, was it Pollux and Cressida or something? Cressida? I'm not really... I expect they're gonna die. They're kind of just fodder at this point because Gale, Peeta, and Katniss are the last three. Currently, Gale just got taken by the Peacekeepers while they're, like, running through the Capitol. I don't care. I know that realistically he's probably not gonna die. Because he is, like, a main character. My feelings towards Gale are negative leaning neutral. He's still kind of just a guy, but he is a war criminal. So we don't like that. But in terms of his relationship with Katniss, I'm very neutral on it. Him as like a person, as an individual, I don't like him. And his relationship with Katniss, I'm very neutral on it. Oh. Prim. I didn't know Katniss watched it. Okay. I had assumed that the bombs were a rebel because why would the Capitol bomb themselves? In that specific location. I can see it further back where the rebels had already taken over, but the city, that city center was just full of mostly Capitol citizens. Yeah, President Snow revealing that that's a rebel thing isn't that surprising to me. But why didn't the rebel EMTs know that these were bombs? Why weren't they informed? Because then they would have just waited until the second round of bombs went off and then been sent in. That seems like a very easy thing to just avoid by telling them, like, hey, we're dropping these bombs. Don't go near them. These are bombs. They will explode. Gale made the bombs. Oh my god. Gale is a literal war criminal. I'm so glad that Cinna's assistants are still alive. Effie! Effie's still alive! Oh my god. So I thought Effie was dead. So Cinna really is dead. He just got like an off-screen death. I mean, I know he was beaten, but like, I feel like Cinna and Finnick's deaths were not enough. Like, they weren't given the appropriate amount of attention, I feel like. I don't know. I feel like those two characters deserved more than like essentially an off-screen death. But at least Katniss like mourned Cinna. She hasn't said a word about Finnick. They want to hold another Hunger Games? This coin bitch is a fucking wacko. Katniss voting yes. Katniss for Prim. Prim wouldn't want this shit. Ugh. Haymitch said yes too. I'm still pissed. Snow is dead now, by the way. I'm still pissed that Katniss voted yes on having another Hunger Games. What the fuck was that? Oh. I wasn't reading very well. I didn't catch that she shot coin. Oh my god, yeah, it literally said it multiple times. I completely missed that. Yeah, I just completely read that wrong. Wow, I'm dumb. I feel like Prim also didn't really get the death that I anticipated. Like, she kind of was just gone. And then it's Katniss in a hospital. Like, I don't feel like... I feel like we got some more... Like, I think Rue's death was, like, the most impactful one. I have a special place in my heart for Finnick. So, Finnick's death did make me cry. But I feel like Prim, Cinna, and Finnick, none of them really got, like, an in-depth, like, the full death experience I was expecting. Yay, Peeta's back. My phone died on the last, like, 10 pages of the book. So we've moved locations so my phone can charge. I read, like, one more page since my phone died, and I can't believe Buttercup made it to District 12. Oh my god. Oh. Haymitch adding all the tributes he was forced to mentor. Oh. Finnick had a son. Oh, I'm gonna cry again. Oh my god. I finished it. I have finally finished the original trilogy. Oh my god, is this book so much. In every sense of the word. It's a lot. I'm overwhelmed and I'm tired. I will give you a full review at another time when I feel mentally stable enough to do it. I'm sad. I know it ended well, but I'm sad. Finnick deserved better. Alright, welcome back. It's been a couple days now since I finished it. Overall, I thought The Mockingjay was really great. I thought that it was way more horrific than I was anticipating, It was really dark, and I truly do not understand how middle schoolers are out here reading this book, because some of that shit was scary. I liked most of the twists that were in this book. I felt like I wasn't expecting it. Quite a few of them were very surprising, and I will give this book credit for keeping me on my toes. But one thing about it that I thought was kind of killed the suspense was all the like random characters kind of towards the end. Like when they went on the mission out into the streets of the capital, like it was very obvious to me that most of them were going to die because we got one name for them and then just went on a mission. I was like, okay, well, most of the people are going to be fodder. Most of them are going to die. So that kind of twist didn't feel like a real twist. I felt like that was quite obvious that they were going to be attacked. The ways in which they were attacked was very surprising to me. Melting off skin and blowing off legs and stuff. Wasn't expecting that. I'll give them credit. I'll give Miss Suzanne Collins some credit. Like I mentioned a couple of times, I thought that some of the character deaths didn't quite get the attention or respect that I thought that they deserved. Like Finnick and Prim. Prim's death, it felt very vague, and it felt that it wasn't actually described to us in any sort of way. So I don't know how I felt about that. I didn't need 100 pages of Katniss grieving Prim, but it just kind of, it wasn't as intense of a part of the plot as I was anticipating it to be. That's pretty much it. I really enjoyed this book. I thought that it was a very good ending to the trilogy. I'm very excited to get into Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and eventually Sunrise on the Reaping. So please keep an eye out for those videos because I will definitely be doing a reading vlog for both of those books as well. If you have any thoughts, opinions, comments about Mockingjay or any of the other books in this series, please let me know. If you have any tips or suggestions on the reading vlog, things you would like to see, things you would not like to see in future videos, let me know. This is my first time doing this, so I'm sure to make some mistakes and I'm sure to leave some things out or include some things that are quite boring. Please let me know in the future what I can change. Thank you very much, everybody. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!